2025's fiercest thriller, a group trapped in a looping space, facing strange deaths, eerie infections, and terrifying nightly killers. Unknown creatures heighten group's fear, decisions inadvertently provoke upheaval. Without further ado, the main story begins as Mary and friends end their 2-week mountain road trip but make one final stop. A year ago, Mary's sister vanished after posting a video shot at the exact convenience store they are now in front of. Despite slim odds, Mary won't miss any chance to find her sister. Xiaoya, loving spiritual games, suggests a seance to gather clues. Despite doubts about its reliability, they patiently try it, holding hands in a circle guided by Xiaoya. They seem to genuinely feel something approaching. A minibus interrupts the farce as Mary enters the store and bluntly asks the shopkeeper about the photo girl. The shopkeeper denies seeing her, insisting the person is missing. Mary is taken aback and hears his explanation. Recently, many missing people from Glory Valley have been searched. Mary rushes out excitedly after finding a clue about her sister's disappearance. Everyone boarded the car to Glory Valley when a downpour began. The driver struggled with U-turns on Mountain Road until it cleared amid debate. The valley behind stayed unchanged, while clear blue skies stretched ahead, as if space divided invisibly. Xiaoya saw a tomb on the lawn and felt a foreboding premonition, but companions avoided it in rain. They proceeded in perfect harmony towards the splendid wooden house. Only Melly didn't set off. She felt the rain was unusually strange. She saw the rain was normal when a figure emerged in the mist. Melly paused, then dashed into the torrent. Jack saw, shouted, and followed. In the wooden house, the three friends noticed a giant hourglass in the hall, and curly-haired sister saw a visitor form on the desk. She casually flipped it and found over a dozen lines with Melly's sister's name. Xiaoya silently approached the dusty bathroom mirror. The faucet was dry, as if no one had been there for ages. Photography enthusiast brother Kum aimed to capture every scene, but upon entering a bedroom, he found walls covered with missing person posters. Melly saw her sister's photo and was searching in the rain when her boyfriend reached out, pulling her back. Back at the wooden house, everyone discussed strange experiences. Melly confirmed hearing her sister's rainy call. Juan Fa saw the hourglass begin counting again without being touched. Suddenly, a roaring noise came from outside. He rushed out and saw their car driven into the rain fog. They stay put despite provocative behavior. Unknown psychopaths may exist in remote areas without phone signal. After losing power, they sought a landline for help. Using phone light, they entered the basement. Jack found walls had windows, puzzled. Mary was surprised to find a landline, but no one answered. Meanwhile, Xiaoya had discovered a radio. Meanwhile upstairs, Binshao the cameraman and Juan Fa heard a door slam. Curious, Binshao investigated but no one returned. Juan sensed something was wrong and cautiously walked the corridor, spotting a shadowy figure. When he turned on the lights, the cameraman was split in half. Downstairs, three heard the commotion and saw Juan Fa dead in blood. Jack reminded them of a masked killer's break-in, so they hid separately, listening as footsteps approached. Jack lifted a bench to strike without a mask. The Vietnamese stabbed Jack dead immediately. Xiaoya hid in the wardrobe, trembling, as a masked man approached. Mary bit her silver teeth, grabbed the dagger, and advanced. Although the masked man seemed unaffected by pain, Melly knew she couldn't fight and fled into the woods. Through the haze, she saw someone familiar but couldn't confirm. Masked man pierced his abdomen as Melly. When the group of 5 was declared annihilated, the hourglass started turning on its own. Everyone returned to when they entered the room but remembered their deaths. Even more strangely, their photos were pasted on the wall, causing everyone to panic. Were they trapped? The cameraman drove away, but Juanfa saw it wasn't simple. Recalling a document with many identical names, they had been reincarnated many times. Suddenly, door banging returned. Cautiously, they saw the front door open and close automatically. Cameraman and Jack could forcibly poison, while Juanfa saw the hourglass restarting. Aya was grim. He is a medium with clairvoyant abilities. Ordinary people always feel that something big is happening tonight. As soon as she finished speaking, her body twisted uncontrollably. Amid screams, the light bulb above her exploded. Xiaoya vanished. Later, the others found it eerily suspended in air. Her ferocious face, photo-like eyebrows, and varied words showed she injured a lot. Of a scream echoed. Xiaoya tilted her neck. Wodi gasped. Everyone shivered in fear. Could they face death once more? Suddenly, rapid knocking sounded. Ellie recognized her sister's cry for help. Despite everyone thinking something was wrong, they couldn't resist Jack, the devoted boyfriend. Ellie opened the door to find nothing outside. A small wooden cabin appeared suddenly before them, seemingly out of nowhere. Melly frowned deeply, her pupils contracting instantly. A strong force pushed others into the room. They tried climbing back but continuously slid backward. Jack rushed to rescue his girlfriend, but the cameraman desperately blocked him. It was hopeless, better to leave quickly. Jack didn't care, pushed the door open, walked out. Meanwhile, Melly awoke in the cabin, where eerie masks covered the room. TV aired mine collapse news, and an old man sat on the sofa. Ellie saw the old man asleep and tried to leave first, but the lockdown made her look back. The old man had already stood, murmuring, "Either enjoy the night or become part of it." Then he forcefully pushed Melly, pressing an oxygen mask over her face. His eyes turned black and the elderly man aged rapidly into a pile of bones. An eerie smile spread across Mary's face while the curly-haired cameraman hurried into the car, abandoning companions. They floored the accelerator, rushed into the rain, and saw a tall figure ahead. The cameraman nearly lost control and had to retreat to safety. The curly-haired man found the car doors locked as blood mist sprayed. Someone slashed the cameraman and the masked killer reappeared. Meanwhile, Jack entered the cabin. With only ashes on the floor, he found no trace of Mary. He examined the corners and saw a clown appear on the rocking chair. The man cautiously approached a doll, angrily kicked it open, then saw Mary masked. Suddenly, he was slashed and thrown down. As Mary swiftly left the cabin, the masked man raced toward her, killing her on the spot and destroying the main group again. This time, reborn, they acted smarter. Everyone sat in the bathroom, trusting the old lady that enduring night ensures safety. When the cameraman felt thirsty, Xiaya said no water. When he turned the tap, water flowed out. The group hadn't eaten or drunk all day, and everyone drank tap water during the break. Next, the long wait. Cameraman violently coughed several times, blood sprayed. Shortly after, her coughing became increasingly severe and persistent. Xiaoye wanted to offer her some water, but suddenly everyone screamed as Huan Fa attempted to clean the bloodstains from his body. Everyone realized the water was problematic after drinking it. The third to drink, had his body burst apart unexpectedly. Ailey saw through the failure, but they could start over. Helpless Jack became blood, leaving only one left. He lay down to await death, but Mai Li, the convenience store clerk, unexpectedly walked out, losing her life in disbelief as the hourglass turned. The group began frantically gathering clues in a news cycle. Ailey discovered the clerk's identity among documents, surprised to find he was a psychologist. Meanwhile, the others uncovered more shocking clues. Years of ditch digging caused the once bustling town to sink underground. 1,000 died in the town. Among rescue teams was psychologist Jack, who realized why he found a basement window. On Fa opened a door curiously. He discovered a tunnel, nervously closed the door sensing Sai Sai's good intentions, while the cameraman found and viewed an old videotape. Eyed were the psychologist's experimental records. He confined a survivor, repeatedly creating despair and fear. After 13 days, resident David psychologically and physically changed, fully transforming into a monster observed by all. Isn't this what we're experiencing? Ellie immediately found the key, no search needed. Must eliminate that horrible psychologist as a deep voice praises Melly's intelligence through the power supply. If you wish to see the psychologist, enter the forest alone. Ellie rushed out unhesitatingly, while others were stalked by the cameraman. Only Melly may go alone. At worst, she may try again after death. The cameraman has more to say as Juan pierced him too slow. Yak and Shelia ran outside. Melly reached the grove. It was pitch black, and she didn't notice the trapper on the ground enduring pain. Ellie was horrified to discover he was chained and restrained, then immediately dragged into darkness by unknown force. The cameraman and Juan in the house met the masked killer again, sealing their fate. Meanwhile, Jack and Xiaoyao on the other side saw the part embedded in the soil. A loud noise startled the two. They hid behind a tree, watching as a terrifying monster appeared from smoke. Jack and the other person were so frightened they ran away. Yao Wei tripped over a trap and fell to the ground. He was horrified to see Jack extend his hand. His arm correctly positioned, monster unexpected. Juan watched helplessly as Xiao Wei was dragged into darkness. Unexpectedly, captured Mary was still alive and encountered Jack, who happened to run over. Just as he began to open the trap, a ferocious monster emerged from darkness. Jack stepped forward and clamped its head with a bone trap. Mary's blood-red eyes recognized the monster from her sister's drawing. Even hiding didn't settle her heart. They had failed again by not seeing a psychologist. Now, 3 friends were dead. Mary believed they must try once more. He used a piece of glass to help her boyfriend understand. Then Jack discovered the monster, drank a few drops of rainwater. He rushed in without thinking. Suddenly, he weakened, curling into a bloody ball. Surprisingly, rainwater was fatal. After death and rebirth, all were more rational. After several resurrection attempts, the cameraman revealed bulge on his back, making everyone change expressions, too exhausted to check. They had survived 13 nights. According to the tape, this was their last chance. If they failed, they'd turn into monsters and become part of the darkness. Everyone clearly remembered dying only 4 times, suggesting some memories were lost. The cameraman quickly retrieved his phone, which captured additional death experiences. By unknown parasites and a burly Grim Reaper arrived. Aria's death methods made hearts quiver, and the final shot focused on the psychologist. He surveyed his surroundings, entered the tunnel behind the door, and a presence appeared beside Xiaoya. As he sought clues, everyone realized Xiaoya had vanished. This was their sole chance. Avoiding the chase was pointless. The group chose to kill the psychologist. Through the dark tunnel, they spotted a desolate ruin and carefully surveyed surroundings. In the distance, monster appeared as another approached, prompting silence. Suddenly, the entire room was in disarray. The noise they made attracted more monsters, so the group hurried through the tunnel. They blocked enemies with the isolation door but didn't expect the assassin to break the window. The 3 let Mary go first while holding back Demon. As Mary staggered through rubble, nearly impaled by a protruding stone, he stood up shaken, ready to continue, only to see his sister transformed into a monster. Ellie tried to awaken her sister's memory, but seeing no response, she pushed the monster onto her jutting stone block. Meanwhile, Jack and 2 companions fiercely struggled with the masked assassin, going all out. Through cooperation, they killed the masked killer. Meanwhile, Melly evaded monsters and Saul captured Xiaoya. Locked in the nearby laboratory disguised as a monster, the psychologist aimed to heighten Xiaoya's fear. Searching for the hanging key, Melly inadvertently entered a monitoring room with her figure on the table. A psychologist Yang Yang walked in and said that all the strange phenomena here are manifestations of human fear, with the deceased residents serving as the best power source, transforming reality into a nightmare realm. He placed his coffee after drinking but overlooked dripping water above. Melly noticed the leaking roof pipes. While the expert was distracted, the baited man silently moved the cup below the dripping water, innocently took a few sips of coffee but soon realized something was wrong. Bully forcefully pushed the psychologist, splattering him with blood. He fell, retrieved the lab key, opened the door, escaping into the monster's midst. She rushed to save Xiaoya just in time, while Jack and others were pursued by monsters in the large space. Everyone sprinted, escaping at the last moment as time ran out. The day ended on time, pleasantly surprising all. The morning sun rose, mountain rain fading, freeing them from a nightmare space. The group, smiling through tears, entered the car unwilling to leave. They appeared again on surveillance cameras. This concludes Knowing Dawn. Infinite Resurrection setting is novel. The plot feels rough and chaotic, creating a superficial experience with things lifted high and falling gently. That's all for today. Get your thoughts. See you next time.